Won't you go get a bag of the weekend? I'll be undressed in the all see-through. Count your dues, thinking I'ma cheat you. The only one thing I wanna do is freak you. Keep the stone set, but I'm all with that. And I'll be doing things that...
Hey y'all, it's your girl Kane. Welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Shout out to my new subscribers and shout out to my potential subscribers. The ones that's probably clicking on the video and like, I think I want to continue watching her videos and be on her channel. If that's you, you need to hit the like button, the subscribe button, which is that bell, and the comment. You could drop some comments. If it's funny to you, you could put LOL, you could put the laughing emoji. You know, it's positive over here, very positive energy. We are summoning positive energy, okay? So today's video is a story time. I know y'all seen the title, The Condom Bandit. Yes, that's what the title said. I know y'all probably like, what? I know y'all remember Richard. Richard was the ex-boyfriend that I did the story time video about me being stalked for 8 years. This is the Richard era. This was in, I want to say, the late 2000s maybe. It was pretty much close to our relationship ending. Now, I'm not going to say that I am a naive woman, but I do have a dark side. My dark side is giving people too many chances when they don't deserve it. And the people that I give that opportunity to is people that I actually care about, people that I actually know. Because, you know, people that actually know me, they know that my friend circle is this small, that small. It's not even a circle, okay? It's actually like a triangle or a square, because there's no way to fit in unless I let you get in some kind of way. That's pretty much that's my dark side. That's like a dark trait of mine that I have been working on for years now, and I really don't like that trait. I don't like how I let people just get away with shit over and over again, and then I'd be like, you know what, dip on out, get away from me. Don't think that I was being naive, because I know some people, I know myself, when I be listening to people tell me things and I just be like, damn, why did you stay that long? Why did you sit there and allow this, and this? But you don't know the feeling and what people are going through mentally unless you have actually experienced it. This is the story time. Richard. Okay? I had seen a lot of red flags with Richard early on in the relationship, in the middle of the relationship, and damn near at the end. And I was just like, damn, like, you know, how do I sit and allow stuff like this? I don't know. I had my side too, you know. It was just like, okay, if you're out doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and do me. That was my mentality back then. This particular time, I'm being good girl Kane. I'm trying to be a good girl, you know, good girlfriend, make everybody happy. So after there was a bit of a rocky in the relationship during this time. There was numerous incidents where I caught Richard cheating, attempting to cheat, trying to cheat, going to cheat, anything in front of the word cheat. I caught Richard in the middle of just finishing. It just never failed. After catching him, always have some cheating nonsense going on. I'm just like, okay, I need to make sure that I'm protected, and I won't catch anything, or you know what I'm trying to say. So I started purchasing condoms. Okay, so the condoms come. I buy the condoms. Actually, before I bought them, I voiced to him I talked to him about the condoms. He's like, oh, we don't need condoms. We've never used them. You must be out doing this. You must be out doing this and doing that. And what's the reason? You know, just what's the reason? I didn't want to argue with him at the time. And I'm just like, okay, fine. You know, fine. But 2 days later, I see him collecting a phone number. I literally walked up on him collecting a phone number. He tells me that he's getting the phone number for his friend. The worst lie that any man could tell. Okay, I've heard that lie many times, like many times. Your friend has his own phone. Your friend is literally standing over there. Why can't your friend just collect the phone number from the female? Make it make sense. Okay, by this time, there's no naive. I'm not naive. I'm not stupid. I'm just not buying any of this bullshit no more. Literally. Okay, so this was the day when I said, so moted. Okay. I leave and I go to the gym store. Now, anybody who's from the state of New York, the boroughs, y'all know about the gym store, the GEM, the gyms. It's like a discount store. I love that store. I love that freaking store. I went there not last year, the year before. They're expensive as hell, but that's fine. I mean, hey, but I went to the gym store and I just picked up a cheap box of condoms. The condoms was like $3.99 and it was like maybe 25 condoms in the box. I picked up 2 boxes, that's 50 condoms, y'all. $3.99 per box. I buy the condoms and they weren't Magnums or any expensive fancy brand. They were it was like a cheap brand, off brand that I've never heard of. I get the condoms, I go home. I had this glass cookie jar. It was never any cookies in the cookie jar. So I washes the cookie jar out because it did have crumbs in it from whenever it was used. So I washes the jar out, I wipes it out, I opens the box of condoms, I place the condoms in the jar, I put the jar in my closet. I had a studio apartment in Crown Heights. The apartment was very small, y'all. Very small. The closet could have been a bedroom as well, literally. The kitchen was tiny. Only one person can fit in that kitchen. Only one person. The bathroom was an okay size. It wasn't big and it wasn't small. It was an okay size. 2 people could actually fit in that bathroom. Then it was like a little foyer, very small. The apartment was small, but it was good for me. Okay, it was good for me. And if I was like in an actual relationship, okay, it would be good for 2 people. But it was just me and my cat Sassy, God bless her soul. We just be there chilling. Okay, so I put the condoms in the closet. Like I said, the closet was huge. The closet could be a bedroom. It was a big walk-in closet. I put the condoms on the shelf in the closet and I closed the closet. Closed the closet door. The following day, Mr. Richard comes to the house. He wants to spend time when he gets off work. And the only time he wanted to spend time with me was whenever he knew that I was getting ready to go out with my friends to do something. That was literally the only time that he wanted to spend time. So if it's just like, if I say, hey, I'm getting ready to go to the club, we getting ready to go to the mall, we're about to go over here, we're about to go over there, he would come up and be like, oh,
I wanted to spend time with you. I wanted to spend time with you today. I don't understand. Like, you don't never make time for your man. I wanted to spend time with you.
But any other day, I'm just in the house, okay? I'm just in the house chilling. And where are you at? Collecting phone numbers once again. Okay. I'm like, all right, fine. Come through. But it got to a point where I became smart. I'm just like, yeah, just come through. Come through in Drake voice. You can come to the house. Let's chill. So he comes to the house. Actually, before he got there, he called and was like, asking about food. I told him you can get some Chinese food, you can get McDonald's. At the time when I did actually eat these things, he comes to the house and he has Chinese food. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we sitting down, we're eating the food, and he's fake trying to ask about my day. How did this go? How did that go? Then he comes and says, he doesn't like my friend, the friend that I was getting ready to go hang out with. Just like, well, what did she do to you? And he's like,
oh, I just really don't care for her. She's always trying to pull you out to go places. You know, even she knows that you have a man and she just keeps trying to get you to go places.
I'm just like, what? Like, okay, unlike you, I know that I'm in a relationship. So me going anywhere does not affect, it should not affect our relationship, because I know what I have at home and I know how to act when I go out. Unlike you. So what are you saying? What exactly are you saying? So you're saying you don't like my friend because my friend, which whom is single, by the way, she wants to go out to different places. And no, when she wasn't insistent on going places to where to do single activities, but we're going out to have fun. We're going to have girls' night. Even going to the mall bothered him. Going to the mall bothered him. Like me and her going shopping. So I'm just like, buddy, like, you just sound like a pure hater right now. And you're just trying to stop the flow. You can't stop the show. Okay? You can stop the flow for a little while, but the show is still going to keep going. After we ate or whatever, and he's voicing his ridiculous opinions about my friends and our excursions, he goes, oh, I'm going to take a shower. I'm like, go ahead, take a shower. So he goes to that closet, because I had a linen shelf in the closet. So I'm telling you, that was really the only dope part about that apartment, was that freaking closet. It was a walk-in closet, and it had shelves. It had these long shelves where I could put either shoes or I could put towels, rags, and sheets. It was so dope. And then I had this big behind shelf on top. It just went straight across. It was nice. I love that closet. This is no exaggeration. It really could have been a bedroom. Like, my sister used to come to my house and spend the night, and she wasn't too fond of Sassy. Sassy wasn't too fond of her. She would take her airbed and put it in the closet. Yes. She would take the airbed and put the airbed in the freaking closet. I do not know how she slept in there, because there's not much ventilation, but she did it. So he goes in the closet, he gets the linen out that he needs, the towel and the rag, and he goes in. He was in the closet for a minute too, y'all. So he comes out the closet, he goes into the bathroom, he takes a shower. When he comes out the shower, he's standing there, and he's like, you want to do it? And I was like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want anything to do with you today, at least for right now. Okay. He says, well, do you have guests coming over later tonight? Do you have guests coming over at all? So I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, because I seen the condoms in the closet. Y'all. And where I had the condoms sitting, it was not visible. The condoms were not visible, because I know that I do have guests that come over, like my mother, my brothers, my sisters, my friends. I don't want that, I know it's just condoms, but I don't want a jar of condoms sitting straight out in the open. So you open up the closet door and the condoms is just like, hello, it's me, I'm a jar of condoms. Like, bro, come on now, seriously. But hey, some people don't care, but me personally, that's personal life items. The only reason why I couldn't put it in the bathroom is because I didn't really have space. I didn't have a under sink, where you could put stuff under the sink. It was just a regular sink. The medicine cabinet was very small. I had nowhere to really put them, so I put them in the closet, and they were like back up on the shelf, like against the wall. So you would literally have to move stuff around to see that jar there. So, and that's primarily what he did. That's why he was in the closet for a minute. I'm just like, all right, so you saw a jar of condoms in the closet, okay? He's like, so we're using condoms now? And I'm just like, yeah, because I don't trust you. You're out. You're just out there, and I cannot afford to be out there with you and sick. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I bought condoms. I went and bought condoms yesterday, and I put them in a jar. So whenever we do decide to be intimate, we have them. He's like, so this is what we're doing. We're going to be using condoms now. I said, yes. What part are you not understanding? He caught an attitude, y'all, and he got dressed and he left. So be it. I don't care. The next day, he calls my phone and says, I need to stop by the house, for a minute. I have to go to the bathroom. Are you home? I'm just like, no, I'm not there. I'm at work. He's like, okay, well, I'm damn near there to the house. I'm gonna just go ahead and use the bathroom real quick, and then I'm gonna leave unless you want me to wait around for you. So I'm like, I said, well, I get off at 4:00. So if you want to come get me from the job, you can do that too. So you're not just sitting waiting around the house. He's like, okay, yeah, I can do that. I'm not thinking anything of that, y'all. I'm not thinking anything of it. He's always had keys to my house. I'm not thinking anything of it. Nothing came to my head as far as foul play, okay? But we're talking about Richard here, okay? Richard, his name should have been foul play. His first name should have been foul. His last name should have been play. There you have it. And I ain't talking about play from Kid and Play. Like, his first name should have been foul and his last name should have been play. Because everything he did was foul freaking play. Okay? It's 4 p.m. I'm texting him, calling him. No Richard. I'm like, damn, okay. I leave with my coworkers. We get on the train. We riding. We get to Broadway Junction. I'm supposed to get off at Utica, but I just rode to Broadway Junction with my friend so she can pick up some items from her baby daddy at the time. And then we got back on the train and took it back to Utica because we lived in the same area. So, we're walking from the train coming up Utica Avenue. And once we hit my block first, then we would disperse. And she would go her way. I just go my way. Get to the house. There's no Richard to be found. Richard is not at the house. So I'm calling him. Finally, he answers the phone and says, I'm at your job. You can come outside. I look at my phone, and the time is like 5:30. It's damn near 6 o'clock, y'all. Now, and I said to him, I'm like, you where? He's like, I'm at your job. You can come outside. I said, is there anybody there still? Did you go to the door, open the door? He's like, no, I'm just parked outside. I said, okay, did you miss the memo when I told you that I get off at 4 o'clock? 4 p.m. I told you I get off at 4 p.m. It's almost 6 o'clock and you're pulling up to the job? Like, I don't understand. He goes, is like, oh, there was an accident on Atlantic Avenue and it was like it was gridlock, couldn't really move, couldn't go nowhere. I was sitting there, da-da-da. So what was wrong with your phone to where you could not dial my number and say, I'm stuck in traffic, there's an accident, I can't move, I can't get to you. Just take a cab home, or just take the train, whatever. It was that hard for you to pick your phone up and say that? Okay, so boom. At this point, I know he's lying. Okay, I know he's lying. He's a big liar. Everything about him was a lie. So, but I'm listening to him tell his lies. Go ahead, finish, say what you gotta say. I hang up. I go into the house. I go into the closet, and that condom jar is not sitting against the wall anymore. It's like literally at the front of the shelf now. So I'm like, it's kind of mind-boggling because I'm just like, okay, that I know that jar wasn't, you know how, you kind of have memory of something, then you kind of don't. Just like, I know I didn't put that jar to the end. I don't remember seeing that jar to the end, but then again, I don't even know if I did pay any attention to that jar when I came in the closet this morning. It kind of fucks with your mind a little bit, like, So I'm just standing in the closet like, damn, was that jar sitting up like that? Because he did discover the jar, and I don't remember if he ever pushed it back to the way I had it. So I said, I'm gonna just leave it alone. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it because we'll end up arguing. It'll just get ugly. The next day, y'all, because he never even came to the house after lying about being at the job. He never came to the house. So the next day, I think was like a Saturday, because I didn't have to work. He comes to the house, and he asks me to make food, you know. Oh, could you make, he wanted spaghetti. He wanted Italian. So I made like this huge pot of spaghetti. I made garlic bread because he said he was having a friend over, you know. And I made the food. This motherfucker, he doesn't show up to the house. So I'm just like, damn, okay. I made this huge pot of spaghetti. I made all this garlic bread. I'm texting his phone, are you still coming to the house? He calls and says, I'm not going to be able to make it. I said, so what do I do with the food? Like, you having to make this food, you know, and I'm telling him, like, it's a big pot of food, da-da-da. He goes, oh, why did you make so much? Nobody told you to make that much. So I hung up on him. I called my friends over, and, you know, my girls, they came over. We ate the spaghetti. We ate the garlic bread. We tore the food up, okay? Why does Richard pull up to the house later that night looking for the food? So I'm just like, okay, you literally said you wasn't gonna make it to the house, so you wasn't coming. He's like, but you just ate all the food, and then you said it was a big pot, so who did you eat the food with? I ate the food with my friends. I ate the food with my friends. Is there a problem?
Oh, this is what I'm talking about.
This is what I'm talking about. You had me to make food, and you know damn well you wasn't gonna come to the house and eat it. It's the next day now. He comes to the house. He's like, oh, I just wanted to get my shirt out of the closet. And I'm just like, okay. Get your shirt out of the closet. You know? So he's like, yeah, it's a particular shirt I wanted to wear. Now, y'all, I'm still not paying attention to the fact of the matter that Richard, every time Richard comes to my house, he wants to keep going into my closet. I'm still not catching on to this. He wants, every time he comes over, he wants to keep going into my closet. So I'm like, all right, go ahead, get your shirt. Go ahead. So he gets the shirt. He's in the closet. I can hear the hangers. And then he comes out. He turns the light off. He closes the door. He's like, all right, I'm going to head out because I'm going out with the fellas. I said, all right, bye. I'm like, let me go ahead and go and do my laundry because there was a laundromat on the corner. So I go, I get my little shopping cart, I get my laundry together. I go to the laundromat, I wash my clothes. I come back to the house, I'm folding my clothes. My friend hits me up and was like, girl, let's go to Web Hall tonight. I'm like, oh, I'm in there. Okay? I'm in there. So, now I really got to fold my clothes and put my clothes away. I can't go nowhere unless my house is clean. So I folded the clothes, doing the linen, the towels, the sheets, and all that, rags. I goes into the closet. The jar is pushed up again, and the top is off the jar. Now, I'm not crazy now. I'm not crazy, okay? Because why is the top off the jar, y'all? Why is the top off the jar? I'm 5 feet tall. I stands on my toes. I pull the jar down. I goes into the jar, and it's looking very skimp. It's not looking like 50 rubbers are in there. Now, mind you, we haven't used any condoms out of that jar yet. Okay? I'm like, I dumped the jar of condoms onto the bed. I'm counting the condoms. Now, mind you, each box had 25 condoms. I bought 2. That's 50 condoms that was put into that jar. And we have not used 1 condom yet. There's 5 condoms missing from that jar. 5. 5 people, 5 condoms. That means it's 45 condoms in that jar. Where did 5 condoms go? So I'm now, after seeing that, I'm heated. I am heated. I don't even want to go outside with my friend no more. Okay? I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to throw the bowls now because you've been stealing 5 condoms out of the closet. You didn't even come over 5 times. Okay? Okay, so boom. I go out with my friends the whole night. That's all I'm thinking about. That's all I'm thinking about. This motherfucker stole condoms out of my fucking closet and da-da-da and da-da-da. So I'm telling my friend, one of my friends, and she's like, girl, what's wrong? Like, your energy is off. You're just not the same tonight. So I ended up telling all of them because they all start listening. And they're just like, you need to break up with him. You know, that was always there. That was always the solution whenever I told them something about him. They were like, you just need to break up with him. Just quick. It was never, damn, did y'all try to talk it out? Or it was just never just like, you just need to break up with him. That's what they said. And I started thinking, I'm like, you know what? Y'all might be right. I really probably do need to just break up with him because now you're stealing condoms out of the closet. What exactly are you doing with the condoms? So y'all, I get home, it's like 5 in the morning, okay? I look at my phone. I have all kinds of text messages on my phone from him. Oh, you're at the club. You're not answering your phone. Whatever nigga you're with, you might as well stay with him. Oh, niggas been out all night at the club. Oh, you know, this is what he would do all the time, y'all. This is all, whenever I went out with my friends, he would blow my phone up, either phone calls or texts, harassing me. So I never responded to any of the texts because I'm just like, you, buddy, you are on thin ice right now. And you have the audacity to text my phone talking about me being with another guy when you're stealing condoms out of the freaky closet. 5 condoms at that. Oh, but that it doesn't stop there. So I get home, it's like 5:30 in the morning. I go into the closet, y'all. Now, mind you, when I put the condoms back in the closet, I put the top back on it, I push them against the wall. When I get home at 5 that morning, the jar is back to the front. So either Casper the Friendly Ghost is coming to my house because he's found him a girlfriend and he's using those condoms, or Richard thinks that I'm stupid. So I'm gonna take 2 Richard thinks I'm stupid Alex for 1,000. Okay? Like literally. So I pick the jar up, I throw the condoms on the bed, I count them. Now when I first counted them, there was 45. We're down now to 38. Okay, because now he's playing with me. I think he's playing with me. I think he's trying to prank me. He's trying to prank me. Ashton Kutcher had hired him to prank me. That's what came to my head. Ashton Kutcher hired him to prank me. How the was there 45 condoms inside that jar? And I get home at 5 a.m. and now it's 38. Is this a joke? This has to be a joke. It's damn near 6 in the morning now. I don't care. I call his phone. I think he answers on like the 3rd ring. He's like, hello. He's trying to act like he's asleep. And I'm just like, how fast can you get to my house? He's like, what? I said, how fast can you get to my house? Like right now. He says, it's 6:15 in the morning. I know what time it is. How fast can you get here? If you got up right now and got out your bed, how fast can you get here? If you're even in your bed. He goes, well, because I already know he had a stupid look on his face.
Well, it depends on traffic because...
Like, Wigga, please stop. Just stop it. How fast can you get here? I just asked him again. He goes, I'll be there around 8 o'clock, 7:45, probably. I'm going to get up now, and by the time I actually wake up, I'll be there. I said, all right, fine. I went, I showered, I got dressed. I sat at my dining table because I had like a little dinette table. I sat there. So no, I didn't sit up to the table that long. I actually went and laid down and went to sleep. But he shows up at 12 in the afternoon. He's like,
oh, my car was giving me problems. It wouldn't start.
And blah, blah, blah. Another fucking lie, per usual. So I just jumped straight to it. I got out the bed and I'm just like, okay. I pulls the condom jar out of the closet. I goes to the closet. I pulls the condom jar out the closet. I says, where the fuck are my condoms? He's like, he's standing there with a face like, where's the condoms? He's like,
oh, that's them right there.
I said, no, it's not.
What are you talking about? Like, there's the condom jar in your hand.
I'm just like, Richard, I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you anymore. Okay? Where are the condoms that are missing from this jar? He's like,
there's condoms missing out the jar?
when I say this man was a severe narcissist, like and a compulsive liar, habitual liar, whatever you wanted to call it, okay, that was him. I'm just like, I said, okay, Richard, the box has 25 condoms to the box. He says, okay. I said, I bought 2 boxes. It's 50 condoms. We never used any of these condoms. There's 38 condoms in the jar. Where are they? Where is the rest of the condoms? Where is the rest of the condoms? He's still standing there trying to lie. Like, he goes,
I don't know. They're in your house.
I said, all right, get out. Because I'm not about to do this with you. Get out. It's over with. Relationship done. Once I said that, he goes,
all right. I should have told you.
I said, what? You should have told me what? He's like, well, I'm going to just call him James. He's like,
James needed condoms. So I gave him some. One day he asked for a condom. I gave him one, and then he just kept asking.
I said, how did James know I had condoms in my closet? He said,
well, he didn't know. He asked me if I had a spare one, and I remembered that you had some in your house, in your closet. So I came to the house and I grabbed one and I gave it to him, and I should have asked you first. I'm sorry.
That's exactly what he said to me. And I'm just like, ain't James married? Like, he's legally married, he has a wife, he has kids. Like, what? He's like,
yeah, kind of shocked me too.
I said, okay, so you gave him how many condoms? How many condoms did you give him? He goes, you don't know how many condoms he asked for? How about you put James on the phone and let me talk to him? He goes, for what? What do you need to talk to him for? I said, because I'm trying to figure out, what does he need condoms for when he's married? He's married, he has a job, his wife has a job. Why can't he just buy his own condoms? What was a spare a moment event that he called you and asked you for an extra condom? Unless he's cheating on his wife. He goes,
well, I don't know. I don't know what James is doing.
That's what he says. I said, okay, well, I'm going to find out what James is doing.
Oh, you don't need to talk to him. That's my friend.
And blah, blah, blah. All right, fine. I said, I started putting my shoes on because, honestly, James didn't live far from my house, okay? He did not live far from my house. He lived 2 blocks away from my house. So this was the Body Bluff point. I said, I put my shoes on. I'm brushing my hair into a ponytail. He's like, where you going? I'm going to James' house. And whoever answers the door is going to be notified about the condom situation. It could be his wife, it could be him, it could be his kids, whoever. They're going to be notified about the condom situation once they open up the door. He goes, oh, you're just going overboard. You're doing too much, da-da-da. How am I doing too much? It's 12 condoms missing out of my condom jar that's in my closet that I never used. He goes, all right, James is smuggling drugs, and he's putting the drugs in the condoms to put up in people's rectum and all of this other stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm looking at him like, oh my God. Y'all, this man could be paid millions to lie. Okay? That's how good he was. And fast. That man could come up with a lie like this. Before my finger could even snap to make the noise, he had a lie. A whole narrative lie, y'all. Can't make this up. Can't make it up. I said, so that's your story, you're sticking to it. He's like, what? I said, is that your story, you're sticking to it? He goes, yeah. I said, okay, fine. Okay. The next day, I'm getting dressed to go to work. Doorbell rings. I go to the door. I open up the door. It's Richard. I'm like, why are you not using your key to come in? He says, oh, I realized I left my keys in the car and I didn't feel like going back to get it out the car, so I'm just ringing the doorbell. So I'm like, okay, you don't work today? He says, yeah, I work today, but I go in later. I just wanted to know if we can hang out. I said, well, actually, I have to work today. I'm going to work. I'm getting ready to leave to go to work. He's like, well, I could take you to work. I said, all right, fine. Take me to work. So we get in the car. I'm texting the landlord now. Okay. I'm like, how much would it cost to get my locks changed within an hour? He texts back and said, you want your locks changed in an hour? And question mark. And I'm like, yes. How much would it charge? How much would you charge me? How much is it going to cost to get my locks changed within an hour or less? I'm like, ASAP. Now. You know? He says, I can change them right now. Are you there? I said, no, I'm not there. I'm not at the house. I left to go to work, but I need them locks changed. You have a spare key. You can go ahead and do your thing. And I'll pick the keys up from you when I get off work. He texted back and said, okay. The landlord pissed me off because he did not go to change the keys right away like I asked. Change the locks right away like I asked. He didn't change them right away. Richard drops me off at work. He claims that he's going back to work. He's, whatever. So I get off work. I get home. I go to twist the knob. The locks are changed. I text the landlord. I'm like, hey, I'm home from work. Where can I get the keys so I can get into my house? He says, come knock on the door. So I come around because the landlord lived in the building. I go to the other side of the building. Like, remember I told y'all in the last video, the Crown Heights buildings, they separate like this. One big building and it separates. So I'm on this side, the landlord's on that side. So I go that way to his door. I knock on his door. He comes to the door. He hands me the keys. I'm like, thank you. I'm like, how much? He's like, don't worry about it. We have a limit. One lock change limit, the next time you got to pay. I said, all right, thank you. So I take the keys. I go inside. I feel secure. I feel like accomplished. Like, yes, I got around this. Let me see what he does now. I go to the closet, y'all. It's 3 more condoms missing. So I said it was 38, right? Lord. I can't make this up. So there was 38 condoms the first time, and then there was 3 more missing. I'm just like, okay, how the hell? Never mind. Just never mind. So I text the landlord, and I'm just like, at what time did you change the locks? He says, I couldn't go right away like you asked me, but I went around 1 o'clock, and he says your boyfriend was there, so I left, and then when I came back, he wasn't there. I said, and this was at what time? And he's like, it was like a little after 1 p.m. I said, okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything. He's like, no problem. So I'm texting Richard. Richard's not answering the phone. I'm like, all right, bet. The next day comes in. I'm running late for work. I runs down the stairs. The train's pulling in. I catch the train. Guess who's on the train, y'all? James is on the train. James. I said, hey, James, how are you? He's like, hey, what's up, girl? How you been? I didn't see you in a long time, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. I have a question. He's like, what's up? I said, first, how's your wife doing? He's like, oh, she's doing great. We get ready to go on a family vacation and, you know, all of this stuff. So I'm like, James, I got a question for you. I want you to keep it real with me too. He's like, what is it? I said, have you been asking Richard for condoms? He goes, for what? I said, for condoms. He says, no. I said, you don't have to lie to me. This is a conversation between me and you. He will not know about it. He says, you do know that I'm married. I said, exactly. Yes, I know you're married. He says, no, I did not ask him, Richard, for any condoms. I say, even for like drug activity? He says, no. No. I said, are you sure? He says, I'm positive. I'm keeping it real with you. I said, okay. He says, what is Richard into now? I said, oh, long story. Next time I see you, I'll just tell you. He says, he said, I can't believe he would add me in his mess like that. I'm like, yeah, believe it. Believe it. So when I got home later that night, Richard comes to the house. I had destroyed the condom jar, y'all. I took the condom jar to the incinerator, the trash compactor in the hallway. Just picked it up, threw it down there. No more condom jar. The whole entire condom jar with the condoms and everything in it, I just took it and threw it. Richard comes in the house. He goes in the closet. He's like, oh, I'm trying to see if I had an extra shirt here. Trying to see if I had an extra shirt here. He goes into the closet. He comes out real quick. He comes out, closes the door. I'm sitting on the little, I had like a little comfy chair. I'm sitting in a comfy chair. I'm looking at him. And he's looking at me. I'm like, did you find the shirt? He's like, no, I thought it was here. And he's acting shifty now. So I'm just like, what's wrong? He goes,
so are you cheating on me?
I said, am I cheating on you? He says,
yeah, I noticed that the condoms are gone. Like, they're gone.
I said, I threw the condoms in the trash.
Why would you throw the condoms in the garbage?
I said, are we using them? Are we using them? He's like, no, we're not using them. I said, all right then. So why are you so concerned about condoms? Why are you so upset and distraught that I threw condoms in the trash can? Those are perfectly good condoms. You could have gave them to somebody. You could have, you know, like spared a moment. I'm just like, listen, you will not any more bitches off of my condoms, buddy. I'm sorry. Your little escapade, your little career is over with. Your cheating career, done, finito. It's over with. So we got into a huge argument, y'all, because he tried to say that I didn't throw the condom jar and the condoms in the trash. He tried to say that I had a train ran on me and that's why all the condoms went missing, and then I just threw the jar. He was such a narcissist, y'all. Like, it was really crazy. I just can't believe, I can't believe myself, because if I would have went through something like that right now, I just, yeah, you gotta go, buddy. Condoms are missing, you gotta go. Bon voyage, goodbye, good riddance. Don't ever talk to me again. You don't exist anymore in my eyes. That's literally how things would have played out. After that incident, me and Richard I stopped speaking to Richard for 2 weeks. Communication was cut for 2 weeks. He started trying to send people to the house to see if I was okay, using people's phones to call me, all kinds of stuff. Him and James ended up getting into it, exchanging words, because James had ended up speaking to him regarding the situation, regarding him using James to say that James was the one that was asking for the condoms, okay? So that's pretty much the end of that story. He was a condom bandit. He was a cheater, and he was just Richard. And I'm just glad that I'm away from him, because he was just Richard. His name fit him, just Richard. But that's the end of this story time about the Condom Bandit, okay?
And ladies, if you got condoms in your house and your man has to keep going into the closet to retrieve items out, and then there's a condom missing, he's a condom bandit like Richard. But that's the end of my story time, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this one. I'm gonna have another one coming soon. I gotta get myself together because my allergies is tearing me apart. I know y'all probably hear I sound nasally, but thank y'all for rocking with me. If you're thinking about rocking with me, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, because like I said, I have heat coming after one another, one after one another. I have heat coming. I got content coming, okay? So, y'all, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. It could be a vlog. It could be a story time. Whatever it is, it's going to be a video coming. So, don't forget, once again, to like, give me a thumbs up, comment, give me some action in my comment section, and subscribe, and share, okay? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. So, I'm going to see y'all in the next video. Y'all remember, keep God first. Keep God up on top, on the sides, behind you, all around you, okay? And stay positive. Peace.
Won't you go get a bag of the weekend? I'll be undressed in the